Students, by now we are going to see chapter 3, that is computer organization. So before entering into today's topic, we can have a glance over the topic that you have learnt early. So previously, which chapter you have completed? Yes, you have completed chapter 1, that is introduction to computers. So in that you have learnt many topics. Just we can have a few topics by now. Yes. First you have learnt what is a computer. So what is a computer? Yes, computer is an electronic device that processes the input according to the set of instructions provided to it and give the output at a very fast rate. So it is the definition for computer. Then you people go on with the generations. So how many generations are there? Yes, totally there are 6 generations. Yes, you people will be clear with the year and the main component that are used and the merits and the demerits. Yes, what is the first generation component? Yes, it is your vacuum tube. Second generation, they used transistors. Third generation, they used integrated circuits. And fourth generation, they used microprocessor. And fifth generation, it is your ultra large scale integration. And sixth generation, it is in your future. So these are the 6 generations that you people have discussed. So in that you have finished all the merits and demerits also. And next, what else you have discussed? Yes, what are the components of the computer? Well, the next topic is the components of the computer. Yes. So what are the components are there? Input unit, CPU, output unit. In that CPU, you people are having 3 components. What are they? Arithmetic and logical unit, control unit, and the next one it is your memory unit. So after finishing this, what you people finish? After finishing this one, the next topic is, yes, what is an input unit? And name any 2 or what are the devices that you people know. What is an input unit? Yes, input unit is nothing but it is used to feed any form of data to the computer. It is used to feed. Feed means give any form of data to the computer. Yes, you people are familiar with the example. What are they? They are your keyboard and mouse. And next example you are having, it is your scanner, digital camera, and many you people are having. And next you finished, yes, it is your output unit. What's the definition? Yes, output unit conveys the information to the user and it is in the understandable form. Yes, familiar example you people know, it is your monitor, another one it is your printer. And next you people are going to have projectors, another one you are having speakers, okay? Wow. And finally what you people finished? Yes, you people finished with booting. What are the 2 types of booting you are having? Cold booting, and the next one it is your warm booting. So these and all you people have discussed yearly. So by now we are going to have the next chapter, that is your computer organization. So in this, what else you people are going to see by today? First we are going to have introduction. Next, what are the basics, that is introduction about the microprocessor, and what are the main units that are available under microprocessor. Okay, ma'am. Yes. First we can see what is an organization. First you people tell what is the term organize means. What is the term organize means? So organize is nothing but you people are going to arrange something. For example, someone is asking you people to organize a function, organize a program. What you people will be doing? By seeing what are the physical components that are available, that are physically which one you people are able to see. By means of that one you are going to organize a program. So that is organize. Similarly, in the case of computer, what do you mean by computer organization? Means it is going to deal with the hardware components that are you people are able to see. That is the hardware components that are visible to you. That is you people are able to see. That is transparent to you. So what are the hardware components that are transparent to you? The first one you people can as usual input output devices, storage devices, primary memory. So these are the components that are visible to you. So these are the components that are visible to you. And next, in computer organization, what is going to deal with further? How these components are connected with the computer and how they are going to operate. Okay, wow. So in computer organization, what you are going to study means it deals with how each and every hardware component are interconnected with each other and how they make the computer to operate. How they make the computer to operate. So you people listen. So computer is nothing but it is made up of many hardware components. Hardware components means, for example, you can have the mouse, keyboard, then your monitor. To the side you will be having your CPU. So these hardware components make what else instructions that you people are asking the hardware components to do, they are doing that one. How they are doing that one? Just by means of the way how they are interconnected. So this interconnected need some specialized concept again. What is that? That is your computer architecture. This organization need another one concept. It is your computer architecture. Then what do you mean by computer architecture? So architecture nothing but it just deals with the engineering consideration involved in designing a computer. Engineering designing means, so internally it is going to do some operations, no, some connections, no, dealing with that is called as your computer architecture. So yes, simply you people can have this one. Yes, computer architecture is nothing but it deals with the engineering consideration. So computer organization is nothing but it deals with the hardware components that are transparent to the programmer. Yes, you people can have like this. ரொம்ப சிம்பிளா பாத்துக்கோ. உன் கண்ணு முன்னாடி நீ என்னென்ன ஹார்ட்வேர் காம்பனன்ட்ஸை பார்க்கியோ அது ஜஸ்ட் என்ன பண்ணுது. ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் நீ கீபோர்டில் ஏன்னு ஒரு லெட்டரை ப்ரெஸ் பண்ண போகிற, அது உனக்கு இட் இஸ் டிஸ்பிளேட் ஆன் தி மானிட்டர் ஃபார் யூ. ஹவு இட் இஸ் டிஸ்பிளேட்? ஸோ கீபோர்டு நீ பார்க்குற ஹார்ட்வேர் காம்பனன்ட், அது எப்படி இங்கே இருந்து இன்னொரு ஹார்ட்வேர் காம்பனண்ட்டுக்கு உனக்கு சிக்னல் கொடுக்கு. ஸோ அந்த சிக்னல் கொடுக்கும்படியாக ஒரு டிசைன் பண்ணியிருக்காங்களா, இன்ஜினியரிங் ஒர்க் பண்ணியிருக்காங்களா. ஸோ தட் இஸ் கால்ட் இஸ் யுவர் கம்ப்யூட்டர் ஆர்கிடெக்சர். ஸோ இங்கேருந்து கீபோர்டோ மவுஸோ இல்லை பிரிண்டருக்கோ நீ என்ன கமாண்ட் கொடுக்க போறியோ அதெல்லாம் நீ பார்க்குற ஹார்ட்வேர் காம்பனன்ட்ஸ் இருக்குல்ல, அந்த ஹார்ட்வேர் காம்பனன்ட்ஸ்க்கு how the signals are passed. So that is dealt. So that is your computer architecture. So அப்ப computer architectureனா என்ன, ஆர்கனைசேஷன்னா என்னன்னு புரிஞ்சுட்டா? சிம்பிளா திரும்பி ஒரு தடவை சொல்லிடுறேன். கம்ப்யூட்டர் ஆர்கனைசேஷன்னா நீ கம்ப்யூட்டர்ல பார்க்குற என்ன ஹார்ட்வேர் காம்பனன்ட்ஸை எப்படி அரேஞ்ச் பண்ணி எப்படி உனக்கு வச்சா உனக்கு நீ டைப் பண்றது எல்லாத்துக்கும் உனக்கு ஆன்சர் வருங்கிறதான் கம்ப்யூட்டர் ஆர்கனைசேஷன். ஆர்கிடெக்சர்னா என்னதுன்னா நீ இங்க இருந்து அனுப்புற சிக்னலை கரெக்டா சிபியு எப்படி கேட்ச் பண்ணுது, எப்படி மானிட்டர்ல டிஸ்பிளே பண்ணுது, அதுக்கு ஒரு இன்ஜினியரிங் டிசைன் வச்சிருப்பாங்களா. ஸோ தட் இஸ் கால்ட் இஸ் யுவர் கம்ப்யூட்டர் ஆர்கிடெக்சர். ஸோ கிளியர் வித் த கான்செப்ட் கம்ப்யூட்டர் ஆர்கிடெக்சர் அண்ட் கம்ப்யூட்டர் ஆர்கனைசேஷன். ஸோ தீஸ் ஆர் த பிக்சர்ஸ் that represents computer architecture. Okay, wow. So in this diagram you people see many devices, many chips are there for you. Okay, wow. These and all you will be studying in the further lessons very deeply. So see this one. So see how they are interconnected. இந்த மாதிரி இன்டர்கனெக்ட் பண்றதுக்கு நம்ம டீப்பா பார்க்கிறது தான் என்னது, இட் இஸ் யுவர் கம்ப்யூட்டர் ஆர்கிடெக்சர். இட் இஸ் யுவர் கம்ப்யூட்டர் ஆர்கிடெக்சர். Yes, next we can move on to the next topic. It is basics of microprocessor. Now we are moving to the next topic. It is about your microprocessor. So you people know which is the major component in the computer. Which is the major component of a computer? Otherwise you can tell. Which is the brain of the computer? Which is going to perform all the tasks for you? Yes, CPU is the brain of the computer and CPU is the major component which perform all tasks for you. Okay, ma? So yes, how this CPU is realized for you? ஸோ சிபியூன்னா உனக்கு எப்படி இருக்க போகுது, அப்படி ஒரு டிவைஸ் மாதிரி ஹார்ட்வேர் காம்பனண்ட்டாக இருக்குமா, இல்லை அதை ஒரு சிப்பு மாதிரி வடிவமைச்சு வச்சுருப்பாங்களா? ஸோ இட் இஸ் ஜஸ்ட் அ சிப். The CPU is just designed as a small circuit for you. So that is done by means of microprocessor, which is an integrated circuit. So this CPU is realized by means of a microprocessor. That microprocessor, which is nothing but a integrated circuit for you, which is nothing but a integrated circuit for you. So microprocessor na ஒண்ணுமே இல்ல, CPU na உனக்கு என்னது ஒரு பெரிய ஹார்ட்வேர் காம்போனன்ட் இல்ல, அது வர்க் பண்றதுக்கு உனக்கு சின்னதா ஒரு சிப் தான் வச்சிருப்பாங்க, ஸ்மால் சிப். So that is your microprocessor, that is which is an, it is nothing but a one circuit தான், ஒரு சின்ன integrated circuit உனக்கு. ஓகேவா? So next we can move on with the concepts basics that you people are having under microprocessor. அப்ப இந்த microprocessorங்கிறத எந்த இயர்ல இன்ட்ரோடியூஸ் பண்ணாங்க and what it is, அத பத்தின டீடைல்ஸ் இப்போ பார்க்கலாம். ஓகேவா? Yes, it was introduced in the early 1970s. So who introduced this one? Yes, first it was introduced by, yes, Intel. So first microprocessor they introduced was Intel 4004. They introduced the first one, it is Intel 4004. So yes, what is a microprocessor? A microprocessor is nothing but it is a programmable multi-purpose silicon chip. Already I told you, no, it is just a chip. It is a programmables. நீ என்ன அதில் ப்ரோக்ராம் எழுத விரும்புறியோ, நீ எப்படி உனக்கு கம்ப்யூட்டரில் எவ்வளோ ஸ்பீடில் ஒர்க் பண்ணணும், என்ன ப்ராசஸ் செய்யணும் நீ விரும்புறியோ அதை எல்லாத்தையும் என்ன பண்ணலாம், அது ப்ரோக்ராமர் வந்து, அதாவது ப்ரோக்ராம் எழுதுறவங்க அதில் ப்ரோக்ராம் பண்ணலாம். ஸோ தட் இஸ் கால்ட் அஸ் யுவர் ப்ரோக்ராமபிள் மல்டிபர்பஸ் சிலிகான் சிப். ஓகேவா? அண்ட் ஹவு இட் இஸ் கோயிங் டு ஒர்க்? It is driven by clock pulses for you. Pulses means, clock pulses means, yes, just by means of small signals it is going to be done. So then actually what is going to happen? Actually what is going to happen in the microprocessor? It is just going to accept input. It is going to accept the input, and after processing it is going to display the output, whether it is in the monitor or in the printer for you. What is your computer உனக்கு என்ன செய்ய போகுதுன்னா, ஜஸ்ட் வாண்டர்ந்து இன்புட்டை வாங்க போகுது, நல்லா ப்ராசஸ் பண்ண போகுது, அவுட்புட்டை கொடுக்க போகுது. அவுட்புட்டை எங்க கொடுக்கணும்? ஒன்று மானிட்டர்ல டிஸ்பிளே பண்ணணுமா, இல்லை பிரிண்டர்ல டிஸ்பிளே பண்ணணுமா? அது எல்லாம் எதை பொறுத்து முடிவெடுக்கும்? பேஸ்ட் அப்பான் தி இன்ஸ்ட்ரக்ஷன்ஸ் இன் த மெமரியில நீ ஒரு இன்ஸ்ட்ரக்ஷன் கொடுத்து வச்சிருப்பல்ல, அதை பொறுத்து இட் வில் பி டிசைடட். ஸோ இதுல ஒரு டேர்ம் இருக்கு பாரு, யூ ஆர் ஹேவிங் பைனரி டேட்டா. வாட் டு யூ மீன் பை பைனரி டேட்டா? What do you mean by by? That is true. Okay, wow. So for example, if people assume computer la vandu endha language la program kudu eludranga? Yes, English language. But then I just, it is a combination of your alphabet, some special symbols. Adu மூலமா program எழுதுறாங்க. அதை எழுதி என்ன பண்றாங்க? கம்ப்யூட்டருக்கு ஃபீட் பண்றாங்க. Whether computer can understand English? அப்படி இல்லைன்னா சரி இங்கிலீஷ்னு புரியுதுன்னு வச்சுக்கிடுவோமே. இப்போ தமிழ் லாங்குவேஜ்லயும் டைப் பண்றாங்க. Whether it is able to understand Tamil? Similarly, some other languages there, Hindi they are trying. Whether the computer is able to understand Hindi? No. So, higher level languages are not understandable by the computer. Computer can understand only zeros and ones. Computer can understand only the combination of zeros and ones. So what else English language or English alphabet or what else numbers, special symbols you people are giving us the input, that is converted into binary value. That is converted into binary value. That binary value is processed by the computer and the result is also displayed. Result is also produced in the binary form only. So later by means of some other interpreter or compiler only, it is converted into the language that is understandable by the user. That is understandable by the user. Okay va? So microprocessor na onnu illa, it is a small chip. It is a small chip. It is a programmable multi-purpose silicon chip. சரியா? எந்த இயர்ல இன்ட்ரோடியூஸ் பண்ணாங்க? 1970s ல. First microprocessor என்னது? It is your Intel 4004. So இது என்ன, based upon which concept it is working for you? It is going to accept the binary data as input and it is going to process, and as per the instruction in the memory, it is going to produce the output for you. It is going to produce the output for you. So clear with the introduction about the microprocessor. Just don't forget, it is just a chip for you. It is just a chip for you. Yes, this is your first microprocessor. Intel 4004. You people are able to see? Yes, this is your Intel 4004. So here you people are having some pins, no? So totally how many pins are here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So totally 8 is here. So the name is Intel 4004. So it is telling you people, it is a 4-bit processor. It is telling you people 4-bit processor. So at a time, this chip will be able to process only 4 bits. It will be able to process only 4 bits. But here it is having 8 pins. What it is meaning? So 4 is for input and 4 is for its output. 4 is for input and 4 is for its output. So only it is having 8 pins. Okay, wow. Always the input pin will be equal to the output pin. Always the input pin will be equal to the output pin. Okay, wow. Yes, see the details here. So manufacturers Intel. Okay, wow. Clock speed 740 kilohertz. Size 10 micrometer. How many transistors are there? 2300. Data with this, just now I told you it is your 4 bits. Packages, it is your 16 bit. So this is your first introduced microprocessor. Later Intel itself released many microprocessor of 8 bit, 16 bit, and now it is going on with 32 bit and 64 bit, and it's going on. Okay, wow. So now first they introduced for 4 bit, then 8 bit, 16 bit, then 32 bit and 64 bit architecture. These and all the releases by the Intel company. Okay, wow. Yes, next we can have, yes, this is the microprocessor based system. So just input is given, microprocessor is going to process. Already I told you. So based upon the instructions in the memory, output will be displayed. So input is coming here. Yes, from here you people are having the input. Input is processed to the microprocessor. Microprocessor is nothing but it is your CPU. So here all processing are done. So here only it is having your arithmetical logical unit. So here all processing are done and it is moved on to the memory. So based upon the instructions in the memory, again it will be here and again it is to the output for you. Whether it will be in the monitor or it will be in the printer for you. So clear? It is your simple microprocessor based system. Yes, next we are going to see the next one. What are the main units of microprocessor? What are the main units of microprocessor? So what are the main 3 units? Yes, here you people are having 3 units. The first one, it is your arithmetic and logic unit. The first one, it is your arithmetic and logical unit. So here what is going to do? Arithmetic means it is going to perform some arithmetical calculation. What do you mean by arithmetical? Yes, just addition, subtraction, multiplication and division all will be coming under your arithmetic. Logical means some and or not. That and all calculation it is going to do means that are done in arithmetic and logic units. Yes, why you people need a ALU? Yes, to perform arithmetic and logical instructions based on the instructions that you people are going to give. Based upon the instruction, it is going to perform arithmetic and logical instruction. And the second unit you are having is your control unit. You are having it's your control unit. Yes, based upon the name itself, you can tell what is a control unit. Yes, very simple. It is going to control the overall task. It is going to control the overall. By means of which it is going to control? Yes, by means of signals it is going to control. Yes, by means of signals. And the third you people are having, it is your registers. Third you are having, it is your registers. Registers are nothing but it is their internal memory. This memory is available inside the microprocessor. This is available inside the microprocessor. Why you need this one? To hold all the instruction and the data. Just now in the figure we see, no, there is a memory. So that is going to do all the time. It is going to store your data and what else the instructions that you people need. Everything will be stored in the registers for you. Okay, wow. So it hold the instructions and data for the execution of the processor. So clear with the main units of microprocessor. So how many units are there? three units. What are they? Arithmetic and logic unit, control unit, and the last one it is your registers, that is your internal memory. Yes, you can have some more points about the register. So register, already I told you, it is a internal memory. So it is a type of computer memory. What is going to do? It is going to accept, store and transfer data and instructions. It is going to accept, store and transfer data and instructions. So you people will be able to think, யாருக்குனே தனியா ஒரு மெமரி யூனிட் இருக்கு, அப்ப இது எதுக்கு உள்ள இங்க ஒரு இன்டர்னல் மெமரி எதுக்கு அப்படின்னு நீ யோசிக்கலாம். ஸோ இதில் கொடுத்துருக்கு பாரு இந்த கம்ப்யூட்டர் மெமரி, இட் இஸ் கோயிங் டு அக்செப்ட், ஸ்டோர் அண்ட் டிரான்ஸ்ஃபர் டேட்டா அண்ட் இன்ஸ்ட்ரக்ஷன் சொல்லியிருக்கு. சரியா? அப்போ ப்ராசஸ், அதாவது அரித்மெட்டிக் அண்ட் லாஜிக்கல் யூனிட் பக்கத்தில் உனக்கு ஒரு மெமரி இருந்தாதான் நீ என்னென்ன இன்ஸ்ட்ரக்ஷன்ஸ் கொடுக்கியோ எல்லாம் அந்த மெமரியில் என்ன பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கோம், உனக்கு ஸ்டோர் ஆகிட்டு இருக்கும். சரியா? அப்போ இமீடியட்டாக எடுத்து உனக்கு டாஸ்கை பெர்ஃபார்ம் பண்ணி கால்குலேஷனோ என்ன பெர்ஃபார்ம் பண்ணி உனக்கு ஸ்டோர் பண்ணி ரிசல்ட்டை கொடுக்கறதுக்கு ஈஸியாக இருக்கும். ஸோ ஒன்லி யூ ஆர் having an internal memory inside itself, inside the microprocessor. அது போக தனியா உனக்கு இருக்கிறது தான் என்னது, you are having another one, that is your memory unit. For each and every time ப்ராசஸிங் பண்ணிட்டு ஏஎல்யூக்கு டேட்டா வாங்குறதுக்கு ரிசல்ட் வாங்குறதுக்கு ஒவ்வொரு நேரம் மெமரி யூனிட்டுக்கு போயிட்டே இருக்கணும்னா இட் இஸ் அ குவைட் டிஃபிகல்ட் டாஸ்க் ஃபார் த processing to be done, and it will take a somewhat extra time. So to overcome that situation, you people are having the internal memory, that is your register inside the microprocessor itself. So register, CPU la irukra register ku innoru perun solluvaanga, enna solluvaanga, it is your processor register. It is also called as your processor register. Appo processor register what is going to do, it hold an instruction, that is your storage address or any data. அதில் என்ன இருக்க போகுது, it is going to have some instruction, storage address or some other data, that is for the purpose of processing. அது மட்டும்தான் உனக்கு எங்க இருக்கும், அந்த ரிஜிஸ்டர்ல ஸ்டோர் ஆயிருக்கும். ஸோ கிளியர் வித் த ரிஜிஸ்டர். ரிஜிஸ்டர் இஸ் நத்திங் பட் இட் இஸ் அ இன்டர்னல் மெமரி தட் இஸ் அவைலபிள் இன் தி மைக்ரோ ப்ராசஸர். ஸோ கிளியர் வித் த டாபிக். வாட் எல்ஸ் வி ஹவ் டிஸ்கஸ்ட் பை நவ்? எஸ், நெக்ஸ்ட் வி ஆர் கோயிங் டு see how this microprocessor is interconnecting with other devices. How this microprocessor is interconnected with other devices. See the figure? Yes, see here. Microprocessor. Here you are having the three main units, that is your ALU, control unit, and the next one it is your register. Already I told you, no, it is your internal memory. So each and everything. So here you are having an input output. Here you are having memory. In that you will be having ROM, that is your read only memory. It is your random access memory. So these will be discussed in the continuous classes for you. Okay, va? Yes. So these and everything are connected by means of bus for you, that is your system bus. By means of system bus, each and everything are interconnected with the microprocessor. This is way how other devices are connected with the microprocessor. Yes, now we can see what is a bus. So just by the figure itself you people can tell. So just it is acting as a connecting device. It is acting as a connecting device. So in your computer or in some other cases, which will be connecting you people? Yes, there you people will be using wires. You will be using wires. So simply you can tell system bus is nothing but it is a collection or it is a bunch of wires. It is a bunch of wires. So system bus is nothing but it is a bunch of wires. So this bunch of wires is also a collection of address bus, data bus and control bus. Address bus, data bus and control bus. So these three types of buses will be discussed in the continuous classes for you. Okay, ma? So system bus is nothing but is a bunch of wires. Why you people need a wire? To serve as a communication channel between the microprocessor and other devices. It acts as the communication channel between the microprocessor and the other devices. So clear with this, what do you mean by system bus? Yes, clear with the topic. What else we have discussed by today? So what else we have discussed by today? Yes, first finish the introduction, that is what is computer organization and architecture. Then finished introduction to the microprocessor. Then we discussed what are the main units of microprocessor, that is your three main units. What are they? ALU, control unit, The next one, it is your registers or it is your internal memory. So clear with the concept what we have discussed by today? Yes, remaining we can continue in the next class. Yes, thank you students.